Good morning. Let's talk about the various organelles which are present in the cell. Now, the cell consists of various organelles. Now, plasma membrane or cell membrane, you already know, is the outermost covering of the cell. Every cell is enclosed in all sides by a distinct covering that is called as plasma membrane. It is living, a very thin structure. It consists of lipids and proteins. So, it consists of lipids and proteins. It keeps the cell content separated from the external environment. So, plasma membrane, it allows or permits the entry and exit of only selected materials inside the cell. So, that is why it is also called as selectively permeable. It is also called as selectively permeable as it allows only specific substances to enter or leave the cell. Now, let's talk about the functions of the plasma membrane. Now, plasma membrane, we already know that it allows the entry and exit of only the useful substances to enter or leave the cell. Now, specific functions when we talk about it, gives the form and shape to the cell. It maintains the individuality of the cell. It keeps the cell contents in place and prevents the mixing of the extracellular molecules inside the cell. It protects the cell from injury. It is selectively permeable. It regulates the flow of selected materials into and out of the cell, and it forms the organelles within the cytoplasm, and it keeps the cells together. So these are some of the functions of the plasma membrane. There are various advantages of the selective permeability. Only useful molecules enter the cell. Metabolic uh, substances remain within the cell, and secretions and waste leave the cell. So, various substances, raw materials, regulatory substances, they all remain or leave the cell as required by the cell. Okay, so the plasma membrane or cell membrane you have already studied in 8th class also. With a little more details I have added to the function and structure of the plasma membrane. Now let's talk about diffusion. ये भी बेटे आपने पढ़ा होगा 8th class में what is diffusion and osmosis. So let's talk about diffusion. The process by which a substance spreads into the another substance by random movement of its particle from a region of higher concentration to a region of its lower concentration. That is called as diffusion. Now, diffusion, what is its importance in various organisms? Now, diffusion helps in distribution of various substances through the cytoplasm of the cell without much delay. It helps in exchange of the respiratory gases. Various materials such as gases, liquids, and solids, they dissolve in the medium through diffusion, and loss of water in vapors from the aerial parts of the plants, it occurs through diffusion. And flowers of plants, they spread their aroma through diffusion. Okay, so it attracts the insects and other animals for pollination also. So diffusion has to play a various different roles in plants as well as in organisms within the cells also. Now, osmosis, when the two solutions, they have different concentrations of the solute, and they are separated when the two solutions, solution A and solution B, they are separated by a semi permeable membrane. Okay, they are separated by a semi permeable membrane. That is a membrane which is permeable to some molecules, not everyone, like water molecules. Then a different type of diffusion occurs, and in this case we can observe the movement of solvent. It is the solvent which is basically water in most of the solutions. So solvent, it starts moving from its high to its low concentration. Now it keeps moving till the both the regions they become same, and this phenomenon is called as osmosis. So osmosis is the movement of water molecules or the solvent from its high concentration to its low concentration. Now osmosis is further of two types: endosmosis and exosmosis. In endosmosis, it is the entry of water. It is the entry of water molecules into the cells, inside the cells through a semi permeable membrane, whereas exosmosis in the cells and the water molecules, it is the exit of water molecules, we can say. It is the exit of water molecules through a semi permeable membrane around by a hypertonic solution. We'll be studying more about various types of solutions in the next lecture. So, till here, I hope it is clear what is the function of plasma membrane, how diffusion and osmosis occurs within the cell or in between the cells. Thank you for today.